Sony announced the games for PlayStation Plus Extra Tier, so ready up and let's go.
The name on the envelope said Mary.
Silent Hill 2 Remake is a psychological horror game where you play as James, a man drawn to the foggy and mysterious town of Silent Hill. The game focuses on atmosphere, tension, and storytelling rather than jump scares. You explore abandoned streets, empty buildings, and eerie locations, solving puzzles and facing occasional enemies while uncovering a dark and emotional story. The town is full of unsettling details, flickering lights, dripping water, and a thick fog that hides what may be lurking around every corner. The remake updates the original with modern graphics, realistic lighting, and immersive sound design, making every step through Silent Hill feel tense and alive. Combat is deliberate and limited, adding to the feeling of vulnerability and suspense, while exploration and puzzle-solving force you to think carefully about your surroundings. The story delves into themes of guilt, memory, and psychological tension, creating an experience that is as much about the mind as it is about fear. With slow, deliberate pacing, haunting visuals, and a deeply emotional narrative, Silent Hill 2 Remake delivers one of the most intense and memorable horror experiences in gaming, keeping players on edge and fully immersed from start to finish.
You need to listen to me. You need to go down to the mines.
Until Dawn is an interactive horror game where you follow a group of 8 friends trapped on a remote mountain after a year-old tragedy. The game focuses on player choice. Every decision, dialogue option, and action can dramatically affect who survives by the end. You explore the environment, solve puzzles, and investigate mysterious events while being stalked by unseen threats. All intense, cinematic sequences. The butterfly effect system makes your choices matter, creating branching paths and multiple endings that keep the story unpredictable. The game's visuals and sound design are top-notch, with realistic character models, atmospheric lighting, and audio cues that heighten suspense and fear. While the story has classic horror elements, isolated locations, jump scares, and masked villains, it also develops the characters, letting you feel their fear, tension, and relationships. Until Dawn combines cinematic storytelling with interactive gameplay, delivering a suspenseful and emotional experience where every decision can mean life or death. V Rising is a vampire survival game where you play as a newly awakened vampire trying to rebuild your power in a dangerous world. You start weak and vulnerable, and the game is all about exploring, gathering resources, and surviving against humans, monsters, and rival vampires. Combat is a mix of strategy and action, letting you use weapons, magic, and vampire abilities to take down enemies. You also build and customize your own vampire castle, which acts as your base and allows you to craft gear, store resources, and defend against attacks. The game features a day-night cycle that is critical to gameplay. Vampires are weak in daylight, so you must plan your exploration and battles around the night. Multiplayer adds another layer, letting you team up with or fight against other players in the same world. V Rising combines survival, RPG, and action elements into a dark and immersive experience, giving players freedom to play stealthily, aggressively, or strategically as they rise to power in a world that's hostile to their kind. Yakuza, Like a Dragon, is a role-playing game that takes you into the gritty streets of modern Japan, focusing on Ichiban Kasuga, a low-level Yakuza who ends up in prison for a crime he didn't commit. When he's released, he discovers his old clan has been destroyed and sets out to uncover the truth while building a new life. Unlike previous Yakuza games, this one uses turn-based combat, giving fights a strategic, tactical feel while still keeping the over-the-top flair the series is known for. Outside of battles, the game shines with its side activities, from managing a business and playing mini-games to exploring the vibrant city of Yokohama, filled with quirky characters, hidden stories, and chaotic events. The story mixes serious crime drama with humor, friendship, and human moments, making it feel grounded and emotional. The visuals are detailed and lively, capturing the streets, neon lights, and atmosphere of Japan perfectly. Yakuza, Like a Dragon, is about more than fighting. It's about loyalty, redemption, and carving your own path in a world full of crime, humor, and heart. Poppy Playtime Chapter 1 is a first-person horror game set in an abandoned toy factory. You play as a former employee returning to the factory years after everyone disappeared. and your goal is to uncover what happened. The game is all about atmosphere, puzzles, and tension rather than traditional combat. You explore dark hallways, creepy production rooms, and abandoned offices while being stalked by Huggy Wuggy, a terrifying toy that moves when you least expect it. The puzzles are clever, often requiring you to manipulate objects or use the grab pack, a tool with extendable hands that lets you reach switches, pull levers, and interact with the environment in creative ways. The visuals are colorful but twisted, mixing childlike elements with horror to create an unsettling feeling. Sound design plays a huge role, with distant footsteps, eerie music, and mechanical noises keeping you constantly on edge. Poppy Playtime Chapter 1 is short but intense, combining exploration, problem-solving, and jump-scare moments to deliver a memorable horror experience that leaves you wanting more.
The thing about shadows, you can't escape them.
As Dusk Falls is an interactive drama that tells the story of two families over 3 decades, starting with a botched robbery in a small Arizona town in 1998. The game is all about choices. Every decision you make affects the story, the relationships between characters, and how events unfold. You don't fight or explore in the traditional sense. Instead, you experience the tension, the drama, and the consequences of human actions in a deeply personal way. The visuals are unique, using still images and motion graphics to create a cinematic, almost graphic novel feel that draws you into every scene. QuickTime events and dialogue choices keep you engaged, and the game even supports local and online multiplayer, letting up to 8 people influence the story together. What makes As Dusk Falls stand out is how it blends storytelling, art, and player agency. You feel responsible for the outcome, and the narrative can shift dramatically depending on your choices. It's tense, emotional, and immersive, making you think about morality, loyalty, and the impact of every decision. As Dusk Falls isn't just a game. It's an experience, a story that unfolds differently for every player, keeping you hooked from start to finish.
Oh, shattered sky and boiling sea. Is a world
Imagine a world where magic and technology collide, and the most powerful spellcaster wields a firearm as easily as a wand. In Wizard with a Gun, you play as a rogue mage blending ancient spells with modern weaponry. Every encounter is a mix of strategy and chaos. Fire a bullet, cast a fireball, or freeze enemies in place, chaining spells and shots together for devastating effects. The game focuses on fast-paced combat, creative spell combos, and environmental interaction, letting you use the world to your advantage. The settings are bizarre and magical, floating islands, enchanted forests, and abandoned laboratories, each filled with secrets, enemies, and loot. Your progression isn't just about power. It's about mastering the synergy between gunplay and magic, upgrading spells, customizing weapons, and experimenting with different playstyles. The visuals are colorful and dynamic, with explosive effects that make every fight feel cinematic. Wizard with a Gun delivers a unique, high-energy experience that mixes the thrill of action shooters with the creativity of magic-based gameplay, keeping you on your toes and making every encounter unpredictable. Okay, that's all we have in this video. See you soon, and don't forget to like and subscribe.